Before we start our session, I'm just I came across a tweet from US President just maybe 2-3 days before, and you can see very clearly that the tweet is telling we are fueling a supply chain that is made in America. 2 years of building stronger supply chain and a more resilient economy under the Biden and Harris administration. The next table, if you see here, from 2021 to today, record cargo levels imported, stocked store shelves, improved delivery times, lower shipping costs, reduced goods inflation. This is from whitehouse.gov. The most important thing is, which I'm trying to establish just by displaying this tweet is, which is already in the public domain in tweet, that supply chain importance is of the great extent. And the nations are trying to demonstrate that the supply chain is working so wonderful, and in turn, it is benefiting, it is regenerating, it is encouraging, it is supporting the economy of the nations. So that's the reason why the supply chain management is very, very essentially required for a nation and a global perspective altogether. As I said, we are going to have a basic understanding on multi-party and green logistics. And if time permits in our session, we can look for the future of digital technologies adoption in logistics. So we'll start with multi-party and green logistics. And in that, we'll start with multi-party logistics. Multi-party logistics is a very interesting phenomena and very simple. You'll see it, very simple concept. But it is very important. The multi-party logistic concepts indicates or demonstrates or explains or make a realization. The job which does not belong to you, don't do it. Don't waste your energy on it. Take the services of specialized agencies. If you are a manufacturer, focus on your manufacturing. Don't get involved into the logistics. Give it to some efficient agency who are doing this business day in, day out, 365 days, so that they can meet your logistic requirements better and more efficiently. And you can focus on your manufacturing. With this broad concept, and then induction of technologies will also come into it. We'll see that also. So generally, the multi-party logistics are very commonly known in the industry as 1PL, 2PL, 3PL, 4PL, 5PL, 6PL, maybe 7-8PLs will also be on the forte. So, but we'll discuss today 1PL to 6PL. And what is this? Let's see them one by one. There is a diagram you can see. The manufacturer and the direct goods are being transferred, the goods which are manufactured being transferred directly to the market. The diagram is very clear. The diagram is not telling who will transfer this to market and everything. If the diagram is not specifically telling that the goods which are produced in manufacturing premises are sent to market, And if there is nobody involved in between, that means the manufacturer itself is taking the goods after manufacturing and giving it to the market, to the distributor or to the retail houses in the market. That means manufacturer is taking the responsibility of producing the goods and taking it to the market. What the block in the left-hand side says, 1PL is first party logistics. Okay. 1PL is what? First party logistics. Now, company, manufacturer, or individual that transport and delivers their own goods using their own vehicles. So manufacturer is not only manufacturing the products, he is maintaining the free fleet of trucks also. Okay, because he has to ship that material. He has to transport that material to market, correct? So by their own vehicles, own fleet of trucks. There will be no other companies involved in any way for the movement of the goods. That is very clear from the picture. We don't see any another party dealing or involved in the logistics of the goods. Okay, what is an example? A manufacturer makes tools and deliver the tools on their own vehicles direct to shop for sale. Or a farmer, his wheat crop, okay, a farmer, his wheat crop, he is directly getting and going to market and selling his wheats. That is also first party logistics. He is not taking help of anybody. He is not taking us third party help. So this is called everything is done in-house. The meaning is either it is produced or it is manufactured. But it reaches directly to the market or it is being transported to the market directly by the producer in his own vehicle, in his own logistic means, or the manufacturer with his own logistic support to the market. So this is called first party logistics. Now what we are seeing is 2PL. And what is 2PL? 2PL is nothing but second party logistic. And in the picture, you can see now between the manufacturer and market, okay, we are seeing a second party getting into the business. And that second party is called transporter. Okay, he's a transporter. A 2PL solution involves a company using a separate transport company, a subcontractor to move their goods. So the meaning is company is now using a second party, another party to transport their goods to market. And what is the understanding from this? The manufacturer or the producer, they are not owning their own logistics or they are not owning their trucks, fleet of trucks. So they are telling a transporter, take this material and deliver at a particular place in the market. A 2PL logistics provider will be asset based and will own the means of transport. So the transporter is the asset owner now. And he is asset owner of what? The fleet of trucks, means of transport. This would have been the first concept of a man in a van as an individual or company transport other companies' goods in their vehicles. A man in a van. So a second party is making the movements of goods. It could be four-wheelers, it could be automobiles, it could be parts, it could be production of food grains, anything. A man in van, that is a second party logistics. Okay. So second party is doing a transportation for you to market. Examples are already displayed here. And there are many more examples are there available in the industry. Let's see next now. Wow. Now its concept is further growing. Now it is 3PL, third party logistics. Okay. This is called 3PL. And you can see in between, in the yellow block, earlier we had only what? We had only one, which is called transportation in 2PL. In 1PL, there was nothing. But in 2PL, transportation was there. But in the third PL, now we are seeing one, packaging is also added, warehousing is also added, transportation is also added. Let's read the text on the left-hand side of the screen. 3PL is third-party logistics. A 3PL logistics provider will offer first stage supply chain integration in the form of. Now supply chain integration is slowly developing. Okay, let's understand how. Transport and freight forwarding. See, when you say packaging, okay, so now this is packaging is done by third party. So that is transport and freight forwarding. Okay. Warehousing, including inventory management and cross docking. See, now a manufacturer, if he is hiring, just be a manufacturer for a while. Okay. The manufacturer is hiring a third party logistic provider and they're telling, see, every day we are producing 10,000 pieces. Okay. My forte is manufacturing of this 10,000 pieces and I have to do this job meticulously. And sometimes if I get more orders, I have to make 12,000 pieces also a day. I have a manufacturing capacity up to 15,000. Okay. But as per the market demand, I'm presently making 10,000. Tomorrow or next month, my demand may increase to 12,000. But I just want to use my manufacturing premises to the fullest capacity. I have to accommodate my raw material also accordingly. Okay. So a third party, he requests a third party, please do collect the 10,000 pieces, tag them for me. Okay. Store them in a warehouse which belongs to third party and transport it to market. So remember that in our earlier session, we had talked of the fulfillment center also. So there is a difference between warehouse and a fulfillment center actually. So the additional thing what fulfillment center adds to warehouse is that it allows packaging also, distribution concept also. So basically the fulfillment center activities are also being given to a third party. And the same party, they are packaging also. Okay, they are storing temporarily because probably your product may be going to 3 regions or 5 regions in the country. So there could be a common fleet of trucks can accommodate 3 places together. So you may have to do 2 different fleet of trucks has to move to your market. So the temporary warehouse storing, which is a fulfillment center concept, okay, is also dealt by third party, and the transportation to different regional locations are also being done by whom? By third party. So the third party jobs, transport and freight forwarding, warehouse which is inventory management, and packaging and labeling also. You getting my point? So these are basically warehouse and packaging and labeling is fulfillment center concept of, or which is a modernized or more equipped warehouse, okay, and transport and forwarding. So a manufacturer can outsource all their transport, storage, packaging, and distribution of their goods using a single 3PL company. Most 3PL companies are flexible so that you can select to use as many or as few of their services depending on your requirement. Different names are there, you can see that. So the flexibility is the most. Now see, something is added here new now. Flexibility. Because when you are making a concept of warehousing, packaging, labeling, fulfillment philosophy, and logistics, correct? You need to be like, it's not point-to-point transportation. Now from manufacturer to third-party warehouse, packaging, labeling, and then distribution network. So you are third party is taking more responsibility. So they become more flexible in that scenario. They become more flexible in that scenario because they are handling more than one activity. It's not only just loading into the truck and getting into the market like a 2PL concept. No. Distribution planning, packaging, labeling, everything is by 3PL now. So the 3PL is more equipped or more specialized, more services are offloaded to third party from the manufacturing premises. Now what you see here is, it's 4PL, fourth party logistics. There is a slight difference between the 3PL and 4PL. And what is that exactly? In the same yellow block, there is packaging is there, warehousing is there, transportation is there, but one thing is added. And what is that? Logistic company. And let's read now what is the purpose of this logistic company. And before we read this, the difference between 3PL and 4PL, if I go back to 3PL slide, you will know that the manufacturer was negotiating with that third party, okay, who is doing packaging, warehousing, transportation, everything for them, correct? And probably he may talk to 7-8 different firms across the country, okay, and if it is a global, then the global logistic provider, and he has to select one of them who is best suited for them, correct? But manufacturers said, oh, this is again a little headache for me. Even why should I coordinate with that third party? First, the selection of third party, afterwards, continuous communication with them. Okay, so I am getting still involved. The physical work has been taken by them, but coordination still remains with me. So one more step has come to the logistic, and that's why it's made it a now from third party to fourth party logistics. there are dedicated company. Okay. They says you don't worry. You don't need to negotiate with all the this warehousing, packaging, transportation, different agencies available in the country or in the world. Even we will do this job with you. Don't worry. We will do this job on behalf of you. We will shortlist, we will coordinate. You just talk to us. That's all. You did not to talk to their warehouse centers, their packaging center, or of course, warehouse and packaging one only, the logistic fleet. Leave it to us. We will work on behalf of you, and they are called logistic company. And they always select the intention of this logistic, adding a logistic company is in 3PL, the company which you hired, probably the market is crashing of logistics, and still because you negotiated him at a certain price, and you will keep paying him for next 1 year or 2 years time. I'm just giving an example. But in fourth party logistic, this logistic company will always be having some connectivity in the different transport companies, different warehouse storage companies. Okay. They could be owned by one or they could be owned by different agencies. But they will try to fetch the best rate for you. And at the same time, manufacturer's headache is being completely offloaded. The coordination headache, coordination involvement, time consumption, everything is offloaded to this logistic company. So let's see what it's saying here. The fourth party logistic solution involves an independent or neutral lead logistic provider effectively acting as an agent. Very simple. A 4PL company will liaise and coordinate with one or more 3PL provider companies in order to provide and tailor the best services for customers' requirement. Just now I explained that concept, correct? Now this in 4PL, that particular agent, coordinator, okay, whatever you tell him, which is the logistic company, they will negotiate with third-party logistic provider, maybe 1 number, maybe 2 number, maybe 5 number, depends on your requirement, correct? And this will be ensured that you get tailor-made, that means customized services and the best services. Therefore, 4PL will include all the benefits of 3PL providers, but it also includes what? Project management. Yes, logistics have become a project management now when you talk all these stages. Sourcing and negotiation. Sourcing of 3PL and negotiating with them. Logistics, strategy and analytics. They are specialized. They have softwares. They can analyze the logistic strategy and they can analyze the patterns. They can keep knowing that which part is good, which is trending better which is having the better ratings, everything. Impartial service advice. See, logistic company will be just an agent in between, buffer between the manufacturer and the third party logistic. So they are not biased because they are not into the 3PL business kind of thing, correct? So they are giving you a free and crystal clear right advice. Of course, not free, it's chargeable, but it's impartial. And the most important thing, which I also already said, it's a single point of contact. Different names are there on the screen, which you can see. But this is broadly the concept of fourth party logistics. Now it's coming 5-party logistics. Okay. You can see now the whole thing, even the manufacturer and market has also become in the yellow color. Understood my point? Let's see. Market and manufacturer, they are also covered in the yellow block in fifth party logistics. Okay. Let's see now what is trying to make a point. 5PL, this is a fifth party logistics. 5PL involves a fully integrated logistics solution to encompass the whole supply chain from beginning to end through multiple outsourced service providers. The integration must be achieved through the application of IT solutions to provide full visibility throughout the supply chain in real time. The 5PL logistic provider would need to control the entire supply chain regardless of how many different service providers were involved. With the focus on technology, the 5PL solution is best suited to e-commerce. Different name of the companies are there. And just try to see, I'll read one more block, which is in blue color now. Fifth party logistics, also known as 5PL, is a system where an organization, a client, means organization means manufacturer, that client, okay, outsource all his supply chain to a logistics service provider. The 5PL company engages in planning, organizing, and implementing the client's logistic solution. See now how wonderful it is. Earlier, up to 4PL, manufacturer and market were outside the boundaries of logistics. Am I right? But now question comes, in 5PL, they are not outside the board of logistics. They are included into the logistic model. And this is a true supply chain management. Because now you are hiring a company which is, they are master in not only logistics. We saw in our previous session the difference between logistics and supply chain. Supply chain management, one of the biggest component logistics, but supply chain a bigger umbrella. So the agencies or the companies specialized in supply chain management, now they're on board with you. And they are telling, we have all the gadgets, electronic gadgets, we have all the softwares, don't worry. You are specialized in manufacturing, but you need the real-time data. You need a coordination with your raw material supplier. You need the demand forecast from the market. You need to have a complete distribution network idea. Which region need what material, which season they need what quantity. This all need to be looked by a supply chain management concept. So a fifth party logistic provider company helps you with the help of complete software industries, correct? Okay, with the help of supply chain management softwares, and they are professional in that field. Okay, so this is manufacturer, you just don't worry. We will collect the real-time data for you. Okay, and we will provide you the forward movement of goods, and we'll provide the reverse movement of the goods. We will make sure that we get the real-time data, so we can predict the demand forecast. We can predict the raw material production forecast, everything, and we will give you a number, real-time number to be manufactured next month. See the magic now. Previously, manufacturers were outside. Now manufacturers are inside. And as soon as manufacturer and market get inside this block, yellow block, this is converted to a supply chain block. So with this, we understood the concept of 5PL, or the start of supply chain management solutions in the industry. Let's look for now what is the next is 6PL. Yellow block has not changed. Okay, yellow block is same. That means supply chain now is established in 5PL, but only one extra thing is being added, and which is not a human being or something. Okay, artificial intelligence is added to the business network now, supply chain management network. Fully integrated and partially automated supply chain solution monitored and driven by artificial intelligence, often defined as artificial intelligence driven supply chain management. Artificial intelligence in next 10 years time, as the talks are around, next 10 years we'll see a rapid growth of artificial intelligence across the industry, across the globe. Presently in supply chain management and like other industry, okay, other industry, still the artificial intelligence is having the limited uses in the supply chain management. But in the future, artificial intelligence will be used at a larger scale, will be generating more real-time information, will be depending on more real-time, will be more faster to process the real-time information being received in the supply chain platform. So basically, the 6-party logistics is nothing but it's a 5th-party logistic plus a driver called artificial intelligence. The application of AI across the supply chain would give huge technological advancement. Human error, faster processing speed, handling more information, handling millions and millions of data in supply chain, and generating the consolidated report. And AI incorporated supply chain could monitor the whole supply chain using trends, ordering patterns, and forecasting models, and proactively send instruction upstream. See, in the 5PL also this is done. But you know what? The supply chain management softwares, they get the input from the demand and everything, the data. Those data are being processed. Human interface still remain there to see those valuable information. Probably it is sometime manual, sometime it's automated, whatever may be there. But in case of AI, everything, including supply chain management logistics softwares with added module of artificial intelligence, comes into the picture. It makes supply chain software more stronger, more automated, more technology oriented, and to accept different kind of data, which is from the Internet of Things concepts. So it's a purely more machine interface, more Internet of Things interfaces are there. This could automatically trigger goods production, send instruction to deliver stock, or highlight anomalies. As I said, this will generate more manufacturing trends, more manufacturing patterns. correct? So, and automatically your manufacturing plant will reboot itself for the new manufacturing numbers. See the level of integration. There is no human interface here. AI supported 6-party logistic. The automated plant is getting a direct instructions from the machines, artificially intelligent machines, to regulate or to change its production levels. And with the advancement in self-drive vehicles, warehouse robots, and delivery drones, some of the components are already being used today. So, in 6-party logistic, drone deliveries, warehouse robotics or warehouse operations by robots, and self-drive vehicles. The concept is the process is automated. The vehicles are self-driven vehicles. You can change their path as per the demand curves. You can modulate the deliveries as per the demand curve. So this is 6-party logistics. Very interesting, am I right? So, but this is not in scale right now. It is using artificial intelligence in part. But next 10 years time, expected 1 decade next, we'll see a great ramp up in the artificial intelligence interfaces in each part of industry, not only supply chain management. So this was there about something about 1PL, 2PL, 3PL, 4PL, 5PL, 6PL. Okay. And we'll see shortly about the, now we'll get into the greenhouse, I'll say not greenhouse, green logistics, okay? Because multi-party logistics with AI interfaces and all, in the time to come, the green logistics is also on card very heavily. See, you will have to understand one concept. And what is that concept actually? The carbon dioxide emissions are being taken across the globe very seriously. Very seriously. And the countries want to be carbon neutral. Somebody has set the target, many countries have set the target by 2050, 2060, 2070, like this. Because of global warming, we all know that basic concept. So that's why, and now let's understand the phenomena. The carbon dioxide emissions or carbon footprints are definitely very clearly visible, okay? In what concept? At the power plants, chemicals, fertilizers, correct? And at the same time, the logistics also. And if you see, 42%, if you see the CO2 emissions by economic sector, I will read the percentages for you. Okay, economic sector. Electricity and heat production, almost 42% of carbon emissions coming. Manufacturing and construction is contributing to how much? 21%. The transportation, which is a logistics, which is an integral part of supply chain management, correct? Is consuming 22%, or not consuming, responsible for 22% of carbon dioxide emissions. Then residential and others comes into the picture. So at a large, a big chunk is being produced in transportation only. And not only logistics, not only transportation, even manufacturing also. But we will understand more about the logistics, transport, which is responsible for 22% of carbon dioxide emission. And in this, if we further look at the breakup of this 22% and consider this 22% as 100% for transportation. So in that, almost the automobiles, or you can say the trucks, first we'll say, trucks are consuming almost 34%. Logistics. The aviation is consuming 11%. Marine is consuming also again the 11%. Railways are consuming less right now, it's only 4%. And with a given point of time, because there are limited tracks are there. So the railway is having the last mile connectivity issue. Okay. So last mile and mid mile also, second mile also. Okay. So there are, because limited tracks, railway tracks. So they're only 4%. And largely automobiles are at 40%. So this 22% breakup we have seen on this slide. So, and the why to understand this more, this slide is, when we talk of green logistics, when we say we are talking of green logistics, so the area which are responsible for carbon dioxide emission, greenhouse gases, need to be understood more. This is another slide to understand more. Distribution of carbon dioxide emissions produced by the transportation sector worldwide in 2020 by subsectors. So another statistics for reference, easy. Passenger car 41%, some railways 3%, aviation 8%, shipping 11%, light commercial vehicle 5%. So this is another concept too. Medium and heavy trucks 22%. Not much difference, but a more breakup. Now, green logistics describes all attempts to measure and minimize the ecological impact of logistics activities. This includes all activities of the forward and reverse flow of products, information, and services between the point of origin and the point of consumption. Green logistics means what? The concept of green logistics means what? It does not say that in one day you change all your logistics vehicle to the EV vehicles, electrical vehicles. No, that's not the concept. Yes, it includes that concept also. But at the same time, the logistics, green logistics approach says, please optimize, minimize the ecological impact by optimizing your activities, whether it is a forward flow or it's a reverse flow. That's why this concept is making green logistics as eco-logistics also. So the green logistics, also referred to as eco-logistics, is a major and sustainable policy taken by the logistic industry to minimize the environmental impact of transportation, warehousing, and other logistic activities. Avoid the waste. Avoid unnecessary mileages. Avoid the waiting periods. Plan your strategy for distribution. Correct? So that's an eco-logistic approach. Convert your warehouses on the solar-driven systems. Wherever applicable, convert it to the wind-driven. So try to reduce carbon footprint as much as possible. And the warehouses roofs are the great square meter areas. So it is easy to encompass the solar systems to have minimum carbon dioxide footprints or to reduce the carbon dioxide footprints. Okay, this is another good concept to understand clearly. Reverse logistics vis-a-vis green logistics. Reverse logistics can be explained as the process where the company takes back the goods for some reason, and green logistics is when the company tries to adopt environmental friendly ways to logistics chain. See, generally in the industry, they try to understand the reverse logistics as like another green logistics initiative. It may be, I'm not denying that, but these two are independent activities. Okay, but of course, reverse logistics may or may not support the green logistics. Okay, but in general, they are independent identities. So that's why the reverse logistics vis-a-vis green logistics have their own standalone definitions. They are correlated, but that correlation changes with respect to situations, conditions, and the parameters in supply chain management. Examples of green logistics include switching to electric vehicles for transport, utilizing forward stocking locations to reduce last mile freight distances, and cutting down reliance on air freight. For improving operational efficiency, packaging is a significant source of wastage for many logistic services. There are so many concepts have been spoken in these 3-4 lines. Let me go one by one so that we can have a deep look inside that. Examples of green logistics include switching to electrical vehicles for transport. This is very clear. Second is utilizing forward stocking locations to reduce last mile freight distances and cutting down reliance on air freight. Yes, this is very important. Say, for example, concept to understand. This concept is talking about basically last mile delivery, which we saw in our previous session, session 3. So what the point is being made here, the mid-mile logistics, okay, and the last mile logistics, try to push the mid-mile logistics storages or warehouses or fulfillment center as much as close possible to the last mile distribution points, so that it should not happen that the mid mile and the last mile requires air freight. So the benefit is, because the last mile connectivity is sometimes, if it is at a more distance, you need air freight, and at the same time, you need a different local networking distribution networks. So that's the concept. So forward stocking locations as much as possible. The next concept in this, for improving operational efficiency, packaging is a significant source of wastage. Just try to see how you can improvise the packaging. Because when you optimize your packaging requirements, automatically you are able to avoid, you are able to reduce the carbon footprints. If you cut the trees, if you cut the bamboos, okay, or you want the various type of plastics, so all this requires power to be consumed while they are manufacturing. So either a natural tree for paper packing, or the plastics. In one case, when we are removing the trees, we are automatically eliminating a factor of making us carbon negative. And when we are manufacturing more plastics, we are consuming more power, more electricity, more hydrocarbon driven power. So we are increasing carbon footprint. That's why packaging material is one of the big chunk of waste in the industry. So we must optimize, we must try to recycle as much as possible. And recycling in as is conditions, containers, okay, containers, packaging materials and everything. So that's one of the concept for green logistics. Many progressive companies have capitalized on the opportunity of green supply chain management, and therefore very worried with the environmental burden of their supply chain processes. That's very clear, because the companies who are having the global networking, so the phenomena to adopt the concept of green logistics, reduction of carbon footprint, reducing the environmental burden. So these are having an impact on the supply chain management. So they are concerned. They are more focusing on green logistics and looking for all the opportunities to improvise it, so that carbon footprints can be reduced as much as possible. What is the green logistics strategy if you talk? Green logistics is a new way of looking at supply chain with an eye on sustainability. The concept of sustainability when we talk, so the things which will be accepted in the market for next 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, you must ride with that concept. When the different nations, countries are focusing on carbon zero concept, definitely this will encourage green logistics, because green logistics is available, has to coordinate, has to respect, has to support the national commitments. So that's why the supply chain will be more efficiently looking for green logistics to have a sustainable business model. Because when the nations are committed for carbon neutral concept or carbon neutral commitment, automatically the companies, the logistic agencies or big logistic houses, it drives to them also. That's why to have a sustainable performance of logistics, green logistics is a way to be adopted. A green logistic process includes, we are talking of green logistic strategies. A green logistic process includes focus on reducing the carbon footprint through responsible waste and byproduct disposal, recycling, recycled, or sustainable packaging, and reduce energy consumptions. Remember, we were talking of in our previous slide, reverse logistics and green logistics. So when I said both are independent concept-wise, but they are correlated with each other in the cases. So now you can see those cases: byproduct disposal, recycling, sustainable packaging, so you can reuse it, and reducing the energy consumptions in turn. So green logistics promotes the reverse logistics with the responsibility of recycling, sustainability, and energy consumption reduction. What are the benefits of green logistics? This is very commonly known. Benefits of green logistics is, one of them is reduced greenhouse gas emissions. That's very clear. Minimizes the waste, yes. Increases customer awareness and strengthen the brand reputation. These 2 points are very important. Nowadays, as I said in my previous session also, that on the product it is written, it is made up from recycled papers or recycled plastics. The purpose behind it is that by this, we have reduced this much carbon footprint. Even you are getting that number also. So looking at this, there will be a caption. Exactly, I'm not aware. Okay, I'm not aware, but I'm just sharing that concept. On your product, okay, it will be clearly mentioned that it is reaching to you through green logistics. So that will be a point of attraction, that we are not only consuming the product which is recycled, but at the same time, the product which we are using has adopted green logistic to reach in my hand. So that is going to be the next trend in the industry. I'm not very much sure that this kind of things is happening in the industry or not. Right now, I'm not aware about it. But at the same time, this will be a concept, and that will build the brand reputation, because it will be having a logo on it that this product is being transported or it is following green logistics to reach your hand. So that is the benefit of green logistics and the outlook. When we talk on the green logistic concept about its positivity and everything, but we have to understand one more phenomena, which is called, what are the challenges being faced by the green logistics today? So one is dependency on fossil fuels, especially in transport. As we know, in automobile industries, okay, small vehicles, okay, or the will be migrating, and even the trucks, fleets of trucks and all will be slowly, they are already migrating towards electrical vehicle. But still there is a big dependency still remains with the fossil fuel. Second is last mile deliveries. Last mile deliveries means, as we know, when the product is reaching to the customer through the local market, local retail outlet, or from the warehouse in your town or in your city. Okay, as we discussed in the last mile delivery in our previous sessions. But the traffic congestion and all is creating a big footprint. Okay, and it consumes huge, it generates huge carbon footprints just in the last mile deliveries. And probably that's the reason the drone deliveries and all in the time to come will be more efficient just to avoid this urban traffic congestion for local deliveries or last mile delivery of supply chain. Lack of infrastructure, yes, that's true, very true. Still the industry is migrating in that format. That's why I said next 10 years will be huge artificial intelligence, huge carbon footprint, huge digital footprints, huge green footprints will be there. Lack of infrastructure, businesses which need to invest. So big investments are expected suddenly. The invisibility of logistics to consumers. Remember in my previous slide, I said the invisibility of logistics to consumer. Consumer is not aware how the product is reaching to him. Correct? So, but if the same time, if you start writing on your product that it is transported to you through green logistics, correct? So then the first is the green logistic visibility will be there. That is the most important thing to bring to the concept of the customer to buy, to attract the customer. Otherwise, he's not aware. He's concerned about his product. He just go and buy and job is done. But that is not the case. He should be attracted towards green logistic products by putting it on the product. Include eco-friendly criteria in your procurement policies. So, eco-friendly criteria in procurement, that is very important to put. You will select a logistic company who is having the green logistic concept or who is having the carbon credits available with them. There is some criteria should be put in the procurement policy to encourage the concept of green logistics.